Welcome or welcome back. Okay, I'm gonna break down what a typical day looks like now that I'm like in the thick of it. Because I know in the future I'll like completely forget, like when I make my video talking about studying here, I'll forget. So I'm gonna just break it down right now. So un día típico, we start off, we get to class, we have homework every single day. Normally, if it's just a lesson day, like the previous day was a lesson day, you have the homework from the previous lesson. So today I have 2 pages of the workbook. Not really, it's more like just the front and the back of 1 page. Example, today we did lesson 28. Oh shit, I already finished it. 10 out of 10. So I would just have to do 28, that's it. And then I'd have to look for the new words, 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬, basically. There's 3 things of homework. I literally only do 1 of them because it's just, that's pretty much the only one you really need. So that one, you finish those pages. And also in this parte, this blue book, you have a lot of practice stuff. You do this in class, but there are pages where it's questions with the previous day's vocabulary. And what you're supposed to do is, I think you're supposed to write what the words mean, which like, I don't do it. I just write the words that I don't know, because the next day it's gonna play a part the next day. So it's that, and then you have to search up the next words for the next chapter. So if I were to actually be a good student, what I'd do is I'd finish my workbook, I'd do this, and then I would have to look up and translate the words that are on next chapter. I just take pictures of my book and call it a day. I'm part of 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬, which is level 2. I'm in level 2, so I'm in the afternoon classes. The more advanced classes are in the morning. So class starts at 1:40, and it always starts off with 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬. So basically the 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬 is on the parantik, this book, which is where you read these questions, like I said, the ones that I was supposed to like look up or whatever. And it's just practicing using the words that you read the previous day or that you learned the previous day. So for example, right now we are on 28. So I would read these questions with a partner, and the one that's in bold is the new word. When you just practice with like 옆 친구, 뒷 친구, I don't know, 앞 친구, whatever 친구 they tell you to do it with, whoever they tell you to talk to, that is who you are going to ask these questions to. And then they go around and she's like, okay, you ask this person like out loud, and then this person asks this person. They basically just like make everybody ask a question and answer a question. So that's how we start off the day. Then we go to the workbook, this one, and we answer the questions from the homework from the previous night. So you basically just read it. You don't really have to make anything up. Here you do have to like make something up. So this one you kind of have to make it up on the fly. With the workbook, you can just read your homework. Next we have 받아쓰기. So what 받아쓰기 is that they're gonna tell you something. They're gonna tell you a phrase, and you just have to write it down. That's it. 받다, you receive. 쓰기, you write. That's how that works. So they give you 5 sentences, you write them down as best you can, you turn it in, they grade it on the breaks, 쉬는 시간, whenever they grade it, and then they hand it back to you during the day. After giving 받아쓰기 packet or whatever to our 선생님, we start off. So basically everything that I just went over is pretty much just a warm-up without the title, without the name. And we start the lesson with 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬. So today we were doing 28과 so. Okay. We go over new words and stuff, right? Just what they do is they go through a PowerPoint presentation just telling you, okay, this word means this, and it's like a picture, and they kind of like explain it. They explain some grammar with it if it has any, how to use it, etc. Moving on. This is kind of like quick fire type of thing where it's like, okay, next slide, okay, next slide, explain, next slide, like that. So it's a little more fast paced. Then we go into the grammar, and she starts giving examples of sentences with the grammar or with grammar that works in a similar way, just to kind of like ease you into the concept of what it means. Example, today we started off with the sentence 수업이 끝나고 바로 밥을 먹어요. Right after class, or right after class ends, I eat. Like después de una cosa hice otra, like directly, like no in betweens, just. So instead of using 끝나고 바로, say 끝나자마자, like that. So they give you examples and that. Then they go into what the grammar is, how to use it, how to conjugate it, 과거, 미래, 현재, depending on how it's used, etc., etc. And whilst we're doing that, we use the parte to practice. Sea con las personas a un lado, enfrente, atrás, whatever. Like, we got sentences to read and you just kind of like ask questions and shit. And there is a lot of like 말하기 연습, you know, like speaking practice. Today, this is the one we did. These are some questions. You practice answering them and conjugating them. Then you ask like the people next to you. And then we do once again the thing we did while we reviewed the homework. We ask the question to someone else out loud. The other person answers it, like one person at a time. And they keep asking questions and just like showing us how to use the grammar, asking like giving examples. And I love writing the examples down because yeah, every once in a while I'll admit I kind of be forgetting how to use some of the grammar because like I don't really use it. So when I go back and look at my notes and I see the grammar, it like explains it more. Porque no me gusta escribir qué es the grammar, you know. I don't like having like a grammar piece and explaining it in sea español o inglés because I don't want to have to get it explained in español o inglés. I want to just know the concept in Korean because then I'm not thinking in Korean, I'm translating it through another language. It's just, so in my opinion, I think the whole like showing a shit ton of examples and me just copying down like so diligently, just copying these fucking examples down, I love that shit. So we do that. Then, by the way, there's like breaks in between this. There's a total of I think 3 breaks. And after like a certain amount of time, we go into the next piece of grammar. And they start once again off with some examples where it's like, for example, you ate pizza and you didn't feel too good about eating the pizza. Not like your pega was apa. Fuck me, Jesus Christ. Not like your stomach was hurting. It was like you just felt bad that you ate the pizza, which like I can't believe we started off with that fucking example. Pero ahí está. So we started off with that example and they're like, but wait, you can switch it. 피자를 먹어버렸어. And I was like, wait a minute, I know this 버렸어 shit. I heard it in this song. And so they were explaining how 해버리다 is basically used to say something happened and that had a bad connotation, like that type of thing. And that was the grammar for today. And once again, we got a whole bunch of examples of how to use it, how to conjugate it. After we finished doing the second grammar and also use the parte, right? Because there's a page for each grammar. After that, we go into listen comprehension, reading comprehension with the book itself. Here, let me pull out my book. Right, here we go. And so we kind of do some, not really popcorn reading, we just like read out loud. She's like, okay, you read one sentence, and now you read one sentence. This is the listening comprehension. She plays an audio, and we select the 틀린 것을 or 맞는 것을 고르십시오, like that. So there is listening comprehension, reading comprehension, that type of shit too. And then we get into the Korean 문화. So what language are you speaking in? We get into the Korean culture. We get into the Korean culture because we have like a little lesson on Korean culture as well. Like right here. This is where we kind of just like do the out loud reading one sentence at a time. Sometimes you get unlucky and you have to read the whole thing. Like it really depends on the day. And yeah, that's pretty much how the days typically work. As for the weeks themselves, so typically what happens is you do 4 lessons, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have a 복습시험, which is a examen de repaso, like where you just kind of, it's a test summing up the previous 4 days of grammar, words, and all that type of shit you did. So I've done terribly at them, but it don't really matter. So this is what it looks like. It's actually very easy compared to, like, let me explain, because I do be fucking up and I don't need anybody to score check me after I said it was very easy. So it's easy in the sense that it's just so fucking straightforward. Example, the first chunk, this is the same for all of the ones that I've taken up to now as of 2023, November 2023, okay? So this whole front page is just new words. And you have to conjugate them with the grammar that you've already learned like a while ago. It's not the new grammar. And it's just fill in the blank and cross them off. So if you don't know like 2 of them, process of elimination, it's pretty straightforward. So this whole front page, new words. And then when you turn to the back, this is where the grammar is. And so once again, they just give you the grammar options. You can see up here. They give you the grammar options. process of elimination, basically, like if you don't know like one or two, you'll be fine. But if you know how to use them, easy. They just tell you how many you have left and there's no repetitions or nothing. There is also a section right after the grammar where you have to switch the sentences to a different type of way of like writing the sentence. Let me explain. When we learn how to end things with nda, nta, we had to switch sentences from that form to another form. So this is pretty much just kind of like sentence switching, like from one form to another. This week we did hago eso, and this last time that we did it, we've been talking a lot about this person asked, this person said, this person commanded, this person blah blah blah, just like talking about what people said. So this whole section was dedicated to just switching sentences from quotes into like quoting. And this last part, you basically just have to fix them because these sentences are all wrong and you have to fix them, basically just edit them or whatever. And they like tell you what's wrong, because I bet you they didn't tell me what was wrong. I would have been like, yeah, that looks about right. But yeah, they tell you what's wrong in the sentence and then you have to fix it. So that's the 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬. That's pretty much how this particular program works, the Konkuk 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬 Korean program, language program. That's how it's been working. I like it. I think they're very thorough with learning not just grammar, but vocabulary too. That's something that I've been really liking. Because I've always felt that the thing that, because like, yeah, sure, I'll conjugate the grammar wrong sometimes. I'll make a shit ton of, what is it? 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬, right? I fuck up a lot. But the thing is that at least I know the grammar, so I can like try still like saying it, even though I fuck it up. Like I still try saying it, pero cuando no tengo vocabulario, that's like when I'm like completely fregada. Cause I'm just like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, man. So I really like how like it is with not just grammar, but also new words and vocabulary and all that shit, and how it's literally like, okay, so you need to study this and you practicing the words. It's not just like, here's grammar, figure that shit out. It's like, here's grammar and here's also some words, bitch. You thought this was gonna be easy? No. So I really like that, honestly, even though it was just such a fucking pain in the ass to get used to having to just like beat myself in the head with grammar vocabulary every single day. Freudian slip. I definitely do struggle with the grammar sometimes. I struggle with like remembering it since I do so much. But I really like the emphasis there also is on learning new words and not just grammar. So that's something I very much appreciate about this. Honestly, for what I'm here for, which is learning Korean, that's it, just learning Korean. For that, I feel like I'm getting a lot of bang for my buck with this particular program. Cause like now I'm like thinking about like comparisons with the other programs, because this would be my third one. I don't even think about EF honestly, but I think what I got out of EF was friends. My fucking ironic, if I know, say so myself. But yeah, no, what I got from EF was just coming to Korea and making friends. That's all I got from EF, if I'm being completely honest. Rolling Korea, I liked the environment. It was very communal. That's something I really appreciated about it. So if you want to come here and study Korean and you want more of a community, I definitely say that Rolling Korea is still more of the like option, you know. It's not as like heavy-handed with the grammar and words and shit. Like this is a 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬. Like they ain't fucking around. And I'm not saying Rolling Korea is fucking around, pero es muchísimo más relajado. It's way more, I feel, relaxed. And it's more focused on Minho, like culture and experiences and making friends and shit. And like, it's like, es muchísimo más enfocado en la comunidad. It's way more like community focused. And you're learning Korean and it's like a whole experience, I'd say. Whereas this is just hand and fist, like learn your shit. This is basically what this is. Just fucking 공부해야 돼. You gotta motherfucking study, bitch. Like that type of shit. So if you wanna just study and you don't mind like I'm pretty sure that if I tried making friends I could, but that's not my priority ever. So I really like this program, like just a little more, like it just kind of like beat it out, because a lo que vengo and so for what I want is just study, 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 grammar, 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 words, words, words. That's kind of what I'm here for. So since that is what I'm here for, I'm a little more inclined to coming back to do another program at a university than I am, for example, at a what is it, 학원, like Rolling Korea. I love Rolling Korea. I will stand by that. I love Rolling Korea. It just depends on what you're here for. If, like I said, I just kind of like want to hammer home, I love both of these programs, but for what I'm looking for, particularly in like studying the language and like really like drilling that shit into my brain, I do prefer the 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬 program that I'm going with right now. Konkuk in this case. I could have gone to Konkuk or another fucking university, but I chose Konkuk nomás por nomás. Literally nomás por nomás, because I like showed up to Konkuk one time, just like that general area, and I was like, oh my god, it's an option. I was there once, let me go there. I'm telling you, I don't plan anything I do, I just do it. So yeah, that's kind of like my quick little compare contrast with the programs. One is very grammar, words. It's a 𝓜𝓾𝓼𝓲𝓬. Like, the fuck am I expecting? Like, it's just very heavy, like education, learning, grammar, words, that type of shit. The other one is you're learning Korean, but also culture, but also experience, but also 친구, you know what I mean? So I feel like, yeah, there you go. That's the comparison. That is how I'm feeling right now. I'm almost done with Konkuk. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of like talk about it a little bit. This is not the 100, like the video where I'm just talking about Konkuk, as you can tell. But this is just kind of like me talking about the experience itself, being in it, while I'm still like on the latter half of the thick of it, you know? I'm almost done, so I just kind of like wanted to talk about it. Un poquito, you know, un poquito. Alrighty, thank you so much for watching this rant about school. Hopefully this gave you, this vlog, video, whatever, gave you a little information about studying abroad. It'll always go back to studying abroad, huh? A ver qué otros países I hit in the future. Oh, shit, I would really love to go. Never mind, I'm like gonna go off on a rant. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Here's some other videos you guys can check out if you're feeling like it. See you if and when you choose to come back. Bye. Chica. I'm so fucking tired, bitch.